one second, just give me a bit of space to start.
Sure. So the work that I did at the Centre of Child Welfare, which was largely to do with Indigenous child welfare, was a real eye-opener. We did a lot of work on reconciliation. One of the board members of the centre was Cindy Blackstock, who is the Executive Director of the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society. And Cindy is a major advocate for Indigenous child welfare. In fact, she took the federal government to court, claiming that the supports for Indigenous children in the child welfare system were vastly lower than the supports given to non-Indigenous children, and she won the case. So she's a major player in the Canadian scene. So at any rate, she and the others that I worked with were wonderful mentors, and really gave me a tremendous education about the First Nations and the Métis and Inuit people in Canada and their cultures. And as a result, when I became a trustee again in 2010, I was re-elected again as a trustee. I immediately got on the First Nations, the Indigenous Advisory Committee of the TDSB, the Indigenous Community Advisory Committee, and I have sat on that now for 8 years. And it was my great honor to bring forward from that committee to the TDSB a motion to start the school day in every single school with an Indigenous acknowledgement. I brought that motion forward. It was unanimously agreed to by the other trustees, and it began in, I believe it was 2014, September of 2014. So now every single school in the TDSB and most of the meetings, the major meetings that happen in the TDSB, all the major committee meetings, start with an acknowledgement and recognition of ancestral lands of the Indigenous people. I'm really proud of that.